Thanksgiving is my very favorite holiday because it's just about showing gratitude for what you have, for the people around you, and then enjoying that feeling of gratitude with lots of friends and family and a lot of food. I'm going to be showing you how to make ginger Tuile Fortune Cookies for Thanksgiving. I love making this dessert for Thanksgiving because, well, first of all, ginger. Everybody puts lots of ginger in gingerbread and pumpkin pie and so many side dishes. But then I also wanted to create a dessert that's a nod to my Asian heritage, and so I made fortune cookies and seasoned them with ginger. We start off with some sugar. Then we're going to add some egg whites. I'm going to tear the scales so that I can just measure everything straight into the bowl. I've got some vanilla extract in here. And then we're going to go ahead and add some oil. And I actually like to measure the oil in this cup because it's really easy to see when I have the right amount. So I'm going to measure about half a cup. There we go. I grew up with ginger in pretty much every savory dish that my mom made. To this very day, she eats raw ginger all the time, and she's always giving raw ginger to me and Christopher to try to keep us healthy. So I've been using it for my whole life. Make sure I get just the right amount of flour and just sprinkle that lightly over. So I've got salt, and I've got a little bit of ground ginger. And I want this to combine into the egg whites and the oil until it's all homogeneous. So now the batter is really beautiful and smooth. I mean, you can see how gorgeous it is. But it's a little bit too liquid to use. We actually need it to be a little firmer so that we can spread it and make our fortune cookies. So I am going to scrape this into a container and put it in the fridge overnight. I've found that for me, baking brings me a lot of personal joy because it's my way of communicating with other people and letting people know how much I appreciate them and how much I care about them. We're going to start with a silicone baking mat, and this is really essential for making fortune cookies because you want a mat that is nice and slippery and allows for the fortune cookies to come off of the baking mat really easily, because you'll see this gets a little tricky. And then I've got a little small cookie scoop. Let's do 5 because it does spread a little bit. So I'm going to scoop 5 little scoops of cookie. And then I'm going to use the cupcake icing spatula. We're not making cupcakes, we're making tuile, but this is the perfect utensil to use because it's got a little bit of a bend, which means that my knuckles aren't going to hit the baking mat. And so it's going to allow me to make a really nice flat round circle, which is what I need for fortune cookies. So this one's good, this one's good, this one's got a little wonkiness. But there, I'm pretty happy with that. So we're going to go ahead and put this on our baking sheet and put this in a 325-degree oven for about 15 or so minutes until they're nice and golden brown. Now, because they're on this silicone baking mat, they should come off relatively easy. So I'm using the cupcake icing knife, and I'm just going to run it underneath the tuile. Okay, this is the perfect temperature, so now you can see it's warm enough that I can fold it like that, and then make fortune. And then I put it in this to let it cool. So you take the cookie, you put in the fortune, you fold it in half like a taco, and then you use your thumb and fold it like so, and then let it cool in the egg carton. Take the cookie, put in the fortune. Woo, you have to have asbestos fingers. Last one. And there you go, homemade ginger fortune cookies.